Hello everybody. So I'm back down here at Smithland Dam. I'm gonna do something a little bit different today. I've got like plenty of skipjack. So I'm gonna throw great big old monstrous baits out here where I know where these fish are. See if we can't get a hold of a big one. See if bait size has different effect on them. So on my left hand pole I'm gonna run normal size bait. On my right hand pole, I'm gonna run big bait on a double hook setup. See how that works. So these fish have been hanging out here on a current break, and they're not biting, but any time of the evening. So hopefully we can catch a big one today. So this pole right here is my double hook setup. I've never used one like this, but what I've done is I've put a 3-way in between my sinker and my hooks. And I've got a 12-aught hook that I'm gonna use on the back, and I've run braid leaders. And the one that I'm gonna hook through that skipjack's nose is a 10-aught. And I'm gonna use 12 ounces of weight out there in that heavy current out there to our right. And just see how it goes. I don't know. Like I said, I've never done this before, so I don't know how it works. But I do know that I've been getting a lot of bites on skipjack heads. So there's the bait set up right there. And not getting no contact on them when I hook. So I'm gonna try using this double hook setup, and just maybe it'll do like I want it to. And of course right here on this current break, the boat swings wide and all messed up all the time, so I had to throw way out to the right. Hopefully it don't swing around. It shouldn't. If it does it, I think it's gonna swing that way. And I'm gonna run a bigger bait than I normally do on my regular setup. And see how this size bait I'm gonna run on my regular setup. And I'm gonna run 8 ounces of weight on it. And this might not work worth a crap. I don't know. We will see. I'm gonna stand back here so I've got my camera in the shadow, because it's 110 degrees with the humidity, and I don't know how this camera's gonna work on it. I run 12 ounces of weight on that pole on the right, so that maybe the trash and everything like that won't affect it near as bad, because it's still pretty doggone trashy out here. And I'm using a heavy fast action pole on that one on the right too, just in case we get a hold of a 60-70 pounder. Not that my monofilament, my 50-pound test on my other poles would not hold him, but you know, so by the time these damn swirls are coming through here, that pole on the right just got a bite every minute and a half, 2 minutes. So what we was running into the other night would be a dam swirl would come through whenever we was fighting a fish, and we couldn't bulldog that fish to keep him from getting in our other lines. We just couldn't handle anything over 30 pounds out here, because we couldn't bulldog it, and when that current come through 2 or 3 mile an hour, we couldn't do nothing with it. So if you can't handle a 50-pound fish in an area, then there ain't no use in fishing there. We might have to give it up pretty quick. Here comes a big old log. Let me see if I can go get that log. Well, it's taking off. I'll show you what I'm dealing with. That's the situation we're in right now, guys. It's gonna take off and leave us alone. So if you're always wondering what that orange line is, I'm steadily putting 50-pound mono blaze orange big game on all my rods, my main rods for night fishing. That pole's gonna flop over in my face. I think I'm gonna reel them in and move a little bit where we ain't going in circles. I believe it's gonna work here. Trying to throw them in there to where I know where there's some fish at back yonder. That's the whole reason why I wanted to sit over there, is because there was fish over there. We'll give her a whirl here for a little bit. So it's just a little bit too high yet to set out there where I need to be sitting. They got to shut down one more dam, and then we'll be on biggins again. Look at that takedown. That was on my regular size bait. That's a good takedown. Look at that thing peel and drag, guys. I remember that's that double hooks rig and that big skipjack. Peel and drag right out of the bucket. I hope I ain't got that camera screwed up. Woo, that just gives my old hair standing up. I don't think he's all that big, but well. And let the battle commence. Yeah, guys. Just that initial pickup and that thing running like that, it's made my trip. Like I said, I don't think he's all that big. But this is a heavy, fast action rod too, so it's hard to say. He ain't a bad fish. I'm kind of anxious to see how he's hooked. I'd never run mono on these fast, heavy rods. He's got my trolling motor dancing. trying to keep him low out of that other pole. So it might be something to this big bait. Because this is not a small fish. Look at that heavy action pole bend there a little bit, guys. I'm gaining a little bit on him now. I will say one thing. Fish in the summertime pull a lot harder. 'Cause I don't know. It's just according to how big he is. Whether or not I'd have had him in the boat by now. Usually if they're above 50, right around the 60 plus range, it takes me about 18 minutes to get him in. I don't know how long I've been fighting this fish. I'll know by the time I cut the video. But all the ones that I've caught on video, it's usually about anywhere between 12 and 18 minutes if they're above 60. I don't think I've been fighting this one no 15 minutes yet. But the battle ain't done yet. And we're fishing a pretty heavy current too. That other pole, that's a good fish too. I think he dropped it. No, he's still on there. I'm gonna get up here, and this is not the good side that I like to bring them in on, but I seen his tail back there. But I wasn't looking at the fish. I was looking for my dip net. So what I'm gonna do when I get this fish in is I'm gonna go bigger yet on my skipjack. It'll go about 30, 35. Doggy's back here tangled up around some stuff. Maybe 40. It's a nice fish. I don't know why he wants to keep going that direction. I guess I'm gonna bring him up over this mess here. Well, I tell you what, that double hook rig has got him in a mess. I do not like that. What's that other pole back there doing? He's just gonna have to wait. Oh, dang! Whoo! He's in the 50-pound range. I ain't gonna weigh him, guys, because I don't like to keep him out of the water in the summertime. But he's definitely in the 50-pound range. Ow! I do not like holding them up by their lower jaw this big. It's good to hold them up over my shoulder, guys. Skinny fish. Sure a good one. So that fish right there in the wintertime, if it was full, would have probably been north of 60 pretty easy, maybe even bumping 70. It was a long fish, but it was real skinny, so that means that them fish is through spawning and they're spawned out. That's a good sign to see them that skinny. I'm gonna cut another big old skipjack thrower out there as soon as I get this cluster untangled. Uh-oh. This feels more normal on my regular poles. But he ain't near as big, guys. He's a dip netter, my dip net's tangled up. I'm just gonna put it down in my rod holder until I get that dip net straightened out. I think I got her. What's he back there doing? All right. So we got a 50 pounder on a whole skipjack double hooked rig and probably a 10 pounder on our normal size bait. And we're gonna throw everything back out there just as soon as I get this fish in and go again. I kind of felt like that them fish that I was getting the other night on them big head pieces was good ones, but they just wasn't getting hooked. And that's the reason why I don't like using head pieces. Now this is on a head piece, but they ain't, I don't know, I wasn't watching that pole. I was messing with that catfish. Check this out, folks. You don't see them every day. I thought it was a spotted fish, but it ain't. Another one for the books. All right, guys, I'm gonna regroup, change the battery out on my camera, and go again. All right, guys, I'm gonna put the biggest skipjack I got on this double hook setup. Make sure this hook's all right. Sometimes this braid don't like to be snelled. I put the big hook in the back. And then I'm gonna run the little hook up through his mouth. Yeah, I'm gonna put it through his eyes because I don't like the way that sets on the line, but I ain't gonna re-rig it now. Now then, if we get another big one on that, we'll know what to do the next time. We'll just go get plenty of skipjack and hang all big baits out there. 'Cause I'm not gonna put a small bait on this hook. But I just don't feel like that you get the hook set ratio off of skipjack heads. I know you catch bigger fish on skipjack heads, but the hook set is what I have issues with them. Oh boy. So guys, I would say, and I might have said this already, I would say that's the biggest fish I've caught in my life after May and before September. I've caught a lot of them in the 30-pound range, but that's the biggest one I've caught in the dead of summertime. But as I've said in multiple videos, I haven't fished a lot in the summertime. So what I'm doing now is taking what I learned last year, because last year was the first year I fished all summertime, or summer long, and applying it to this year and going with it with what I learned last year, and then next year I'll be better. And basically that's what you want to do, is take what you learn and keep applying it and keep applying it, and eventually you will get better at this. So you can watch what I'm doing right now and come here Saturday night and do the same thing and catch fish. If you only get to fish once a week. I only get to fish once a week. Sometimes I get to fish 2 or 3 times a week, but you know, the deal about it is I want to make the most quality video I can for y'all, which means big fish and how to catch them. The last 3 or 4 videos I haven't really done that because I was pleasure fishing, trying to figure out where to get on big fish and kind of hopping around a little bit. And like I said, I wasn't really worried about it. It was a spawn going on. It's a good time of year to get frustrated. So I think the spawn's over with now. We're starting to see some good bites like that. Fish are starting to get hungry again. From here on out, you know, you'll just have to find your bite windows and practice on them until you get on the big ones. And you gotta have confidence in what you're doing. Because if you ain't confident, then you're moving around and then you're doing weird stuff, and sometimes that's a good thing, sometimes that's a bad thing. I think he finally got hooked on that headpiece. So I've gotten 2 fish on the smaller baits. Well, he come off. That's why I'm saying you don't get a good hook set with headpieces like that. So I don't like to run a double hook setup. I think I've said that before. But it's the only way you can get a good hook set on these big fish. Of course, that one wasn't a big one. That one was about the size of the one I caught the other one. I don't like the way that it tangles up on the fish, stresses the fish out, but I don't know any other way to hook them. And I've used 12 and 14-aught hooks on them. You know, thinking that if you got the hook gap, I just think when they grab it, that it comes out of their mouth before they get up. They'll grab it and turn with it, and I think it comes out of their mouth before they get up to the main hook. Whereas if you got that stinger hook back there, it gets in their mouth. That big one I caught was caught on the stinger hook. I can't wait till this thing gets down another 3 foot and I can put them big baits out there where I know where there's some big fish at. Of course, them big fish is all over out here. Now that might be a pretty good one. See, did not get the hook set. And that's what I've been running into. That's the reason why I put the stinger hook on. Watching them good takedowns like that and not getting a hook set makes me sad. Because that wasn't the same fish that I had a while ago, and I don't think that's the same one that missed it just then. Because he ain't acting the same. That's a smaller fish. See, not getting the hook set. He might have got it then. Dog, I think he just now realized he was hooked. I like catching them on these medium heavy, so it feels so strange for me to catch them on a broomstick. I'm so used to using these limber poles. And that helps tremendously on a hook set too, the limber poles. I'm gonna bring him up on this side. I like that orange line for visibility. That's going to help a lot after dark. I can't stay long. Well, I'm not going to fish after dark today, but I'm going to stay plumb till dark. I think this fish is going to come off. Well, he twisted around and got hooked better. Because what I wasn't going to do is get the dip net for him. That is a beautiful fish, guys. That is a pretty blue. I'll catch him in another 20 years and he'll weigh 55, 60 pounds. So 2 fish on normal size bait and 1 fish on the big bait. But let's face it, guys, the 1 fish on the big bait is the ones we're after, truly. Guess I'll do something with this fish. I kind of thought that one on that big bait was still messing with it. That one come off. No, it didn't. And got a dog channel cat. I guess that's my one more fish for today. Channel cat, just no channel cat. I'm gonna let that big bait permeate another 5 minutes or so, and then I'm gonna skin out before it gets dark. So the next time I come out, I'll have plenty of skipjack, and I'll run 2 double hook rigs off the back of this boat. And I'll try my dangest to be out there where I know where there's some big fish at. Because them fish are still out there. They're just hard to sit on right now. There we go. Whoa. So what I think I need to do is actually make the front hook shorter than the back hook, where that bait, where the front hook's setting like that and the back hook's setting like that, and that bait's long ways instead of setting like that. Because I feel like that them hooks is equal lengths. It's got that bait like this, and that fish is coming up there and getting the middle of that bait. Don't know. Might be a small one. It ain't a big one. He got in a stinger hook too. My trolling motor just popped and went off. All right, guys, I'm gonna call it. Another good fish. I will see y'all the next time. I'm gonna have to work on my trolling motor. It just popped and went off. We're free floating.